What's good, Live Step? Welcome. Everybody, welcome to a very special edition of the SoundCloud Game Show. Not officially associated with nor endorsed by SoundCloud. Let me get the link posted everywhere while we wait for people to flood in. What's good? What should I call you? Yo Caint? I believe that's the running nickname I think that we're gonna start giving you. Oh yeah, today's game's getting real sweaty. Okay, today's game's getting real sweaty. Trust me. Everybody, grab your sweatbands. About to do a bracket challenge, but make it underground. Picking up what I'm putting down? We just dropped the first edited stream highlight video of the SoundCloud Game Show. So everybody go check that out at some point if you have a chance today. Edited by the lovely Nevin Marketan, my boy. Let me put a comment on that video showing the live stream actually. What if I told you we're live right now? And then like a head blowing up emoji. What do I need to type in to get that emoji? God damn it. Okay. That comment is posted. Now let me post about it in the Discord. I'm sure you guys are just itching to get started, right? What's good, Thousander? Lala not listening, you can't stay for the stream? Bummer. Murasaki, I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, I'm very proud of this getup. I don't have any jerseys that would, make sense, so this is what we're rocking with. This is what I've become. Okay. Now we need to post in the Discord, of course. The town square, if you will. Now streaming, or we'll say live now. We'll call this bracket challenge. Red circle emoji, of course, because we are live after all. Sweet. And I believe Instagram post will be the last thing that we need. Hello, everybody. Let's see, we got a few people joining in here. Yeah, we got 16 in chat already. You guys are on it, man. Within 5 minutes. Crazy. Little problem. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. It is a new game. It's a new twist on the SoundCloud Game Show, so you won't want to miss this. Okay. Instagram. All right. Everybody say hi to Instagram in chat if you want them to know you exist. And I'll do kind of a repeat of the thumbnail where I put a basketball on my finger, because I can't do that in real life. No way. Come on, guys. We got to send some messages. Say hi to Instagram. I see him coming in. Okay, very nice. Thank you. And I'll do a little something with the basketball thing. Where do I need to put my finger? Right here. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Basketball emoji. Basketball. You won't want to miss this. And then red circle. And then a link to the live. How we doing, y'all? Does anybody here even watch March Madness? I guess it might not have started yet exactly, but anybody here a sports fanatic? We got any sports fanatics in chat today? You won't need to know anything about sports to enjoy today's stream. As you can tell, I'm quite the sports fan. Right. Instagram and then the linky. Link. There it is. Bam. We're all shared up, okay? Everybody's, gym coach from the 80s. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. All right. So, I'm very excited about this one today, guys. Very excited about this one. We got 25 in chat. Hello, everybody. Make your presence known. Send a message in chat if you're excited to be here. Today's a very special edition of the SoundCloud Game Show, not officially associated with nor endorsed by SoundCloud. So today we're going to be doing a game that I like to call Melody Madness. If any of you guys were on a previous stream where I teased this, you know that I said that some Americans in chat might be familiar with the sporting event that it's based on, March Madness, college basketball. It's a super fun time. People do brackets, okay? People do brackets where they predict which team is going to come out on top throughout the tournament. And so I thought it'd be fun since it is March after all, you know. The madness of March is currently going on. So I figured we should do a fun spin on it, do our own little underground take on it, and kind of find a way to get the community involved as well. So we're going to be doing a bracket challenge, but making it underground. So the way that this is going to work is kind of similar to the way that we've been doing things previously. So you guys submit tracks on the Discord, right? That's how it normally works. And then we randomly select them, and normally we just guess how many plays one song has, right? Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a bracket. So let me switch to the other view so you guys can get an idea for how this is going to work. So welcome to the new setup. So as you can see up here in the upper right hand corner, we got a bracket. Okay, we're going to be pulling 8 random tracks from the Discord. Okay, 8 random tracks. And again, we got the Chrome extension. Not going to be able to see any of the stats. No plays, no likes, no comments. Not going to see the artist name, title name, none of that, okay? We're only going to be able to hear the song and judge it accordingly, okay? So yeah, we're going to have tracks 1 through 8. They're going to be, seeded. Any bracket heads in chat are going to know what that means. They're going to be seeded according to how long ago they came out. So, the more interesting matchups are going to be between tracks that were released around the same time. But obviously, in the initial rounds, some of those matches are going to be pretty easy to predict. So the way we're going to do it, we're going to pick out 8 random tracks from the Discord, organize them in terms of how recently they were released, and then we're going to make predictions, okay, based on these matchups. Okay? It's going to be pretty interesting, I think. So you get 2 points for every correct prediction in round 2. If you correctly predict a team that moves on to round 2, you get 2 points for that, okay? And then if you do that for round 3, if you correctly predict somebody who gets to round 3, that's, 3 points. So a little bit more. And then the big kahuna, if you correctly predict which track has the most plays out of all of them, you're going to get a whopping 5 points out of that, okay? So it's going to be you guys versus me, as usual. We got Proxen in chat. Welcome, Proxen. Okay. So today's going to be really fun. I'm very excited about this one. So let me get the tracks pulled up, and we'll get started, okay? Let's do it. I'm super pumped. It's been a minute since we tried a new format. It has been a minute. So let me go ahead and let's see. I know that there's one track specifically that we have to grab, so let me get that one. There's going to be one paid submission lumped in with this, okay? Because I forgot to get to it on last stream, so I felt really bad about that. So we're going to be including it in today's stream. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. But while we're waiting, why don't you guys tell me, guys, what your favorite sport is? If you're not a basketball enjoyer, what do you enjoy watching or playing, you know? What's your go-to? What is your go-to? I'm very curious. Okay. So that one's from 2 years ago. Interesting. All right, let me get the other ones pulled out here. Oh, whoops, it was already playing. It's not intentional. That one's from 11 months ago. Okay, that one's a little interesting. Let me just put one over here so we can get a sense for the layout. You guys see how nice that looks? Look at that. So pretty. So pretty. All right, let's see here. Motorsport racing. Okay, yeah. I used to really fuck with, there was this game called MX versus ATV or something like that. That was my go-to. I really, really enjoyed that game. It was on PS2, one of my faves. One of the earliest video games I ever played was actually a March Madness game. It was March Madness 1999 or something for the PlayStation 1. Whoops, I did the command wrong. We got 2 tracks pulled out because I'm very slow, so give me a minute. Okay. That's 3 tracks we've got pulled up. That one's from 7 months ago. Okay, so this one will be fairly interesting if we don't get any from more than a year ago. Okay. Very good, very good. Very good, okay. And we'll get, let's see, we have 4 now, so we need 4 more, and then we're ready to seed them. Dude, Murasaki, at the rate we've been going at, I think that there will probably be multiple submissions from you in this. What's up, Vistromain? Welcome. Welcome, Blue Mystic Records. Appreciate everybody joining today for the special March Madness edition of the SoundCloud Game Show. Should be a lot of fun. All right, that makes 5. 3 more. 3 more. I wish I could pull out like 8 random tracks at a time. Okay. Very good. 6. That's number 6. Oh, is someone else streaming right now? You trying to multitask? Well, once we get started on this one, man, you're gonna want to focus up. This one's gonna be interesting. Okay, so this one's from 3 years ago, so we got a little bit of an older one finally. All right, and the last track. Let's get it pulled up. Last one. Okay. All right, now we seed them. So, like I mentioned earlier, I know people have been coming into chat semi-late. So, just as a refresher, the way this is going to work, we got a bracket here, as you can see. And the way that this works is we've picked out 8 random tracks. We're going to seed them based on how recently they came out. So, you know, older tracks might be going up against newer tracks in the earlier rounds. That might make it a little easier, but we're going to be predicting which track has more streams. So ultimately what we're trying to predict is which track is going to have the most streams out of all of them. Okay? Does that make sense? So it should be fairly interesting. We're not going to know until the very end how many streams each one has, but we're going to go through and make some predictions. I've got my nifty little whiteboard down here so I can make my predictions as well. So we've got all the tracks pulled out. Let me seed them now. So we've got one over here from 8 years ago, another one from 8 years ago. So which one's more recent? May of 2015, November of 2015. So this one is older. So that's the number 1 seed. That's the number 2 seed. That's the number 3 seed. 11 months ago. Okay, so this one's 11, 5, 1 month ago. This is 7 months ago. And this one was 2 years ago. So that goes right there, I believe. Okay, so now let me seed them accordingly. So this will be track 1. This will be track 2. This one did not give me the drop down for some reason, so let me refresh. There we go. So this will be track 3. This one also did not give me a drop down. Some troubleshooting with the Chrome extension is necessary, as we can see. Amateur coder, if you couldn't tell. I use ChatGPT for a lot of this shit. What's this one? 6. And this will be 7. This one will be 8. All right, so our first matchup is between track 1 on the left, or sorry, on the top for you guys, and track 8 on the bottom. All right? All right? Techno Demo, we're going to get started here. All right? We're about to get started. I finally got them seated and everything. We got track 1 versus track 8 for the first matchup of round 1. Are you guys ready to start making some predictions? Are we ready to go mad? Do some melody madness? Let's dive in, all right? So let's start with track 1, why don't we? Let's see how this one is sounding. This one's from 8 years ago. It threw reverb on the whole thing. Auroral knows this one, okay. We got fucking reverb on the master chain. That's something. From 8 years ago. This is a big throwback. I'm digging the filters. Camel Crusher, yeah. Reverb turd. Man, are we calling everything a turd waveform now? This is not a healthy looking turd, dog. Something else that's very emblematic of this whole era of SoundCloud is the just constantly being bombarded with crashes. Just crashes everywhere. Sometimes they put it in time with the 808. And you know, the 808's patterns go crazy in this era of SoundCloud. Of course, you gotta have some tempo automation at the end. I've never heard a track on the show so loudly scream that it's from 2015. The reverb on the master is kind of crazy, though. It does go hard. It does go hard. All right, we'll pause this one, okay? Log that one in your memory. We're going to move on to track 8 here and see how this one's sounding. This one's from 1 month ago. So let's see, based on the sound, if we can determine if this one might have more streams than track 1. I'm getting the impression that that vocal might not be in key. Off tempo, I see. Okay. Yeah, I knew something sounded a little off. Some cool drums, though. I like the percussion, the hi-hats, the open hats. Oh, it's a Young Dolph vocal. Okay. Young Dolph. R.I.P. Dolph. Young Dolph is no longer with us, right? R.I.P. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lock in my prediction real quick. Alright, you guys have now had a chance to hear what both of these tracks sound like. So I'm going to open a poll for you guys and let you guys tell me. Which of these tracks is going to show? Oh. Bam. Is the poll? There we go. Which of these tracks has more streams? The one on the top or the one on the bottom? Vote accordingly. So you can vote top or vote bottom. We thinking track 1 has more plays, or we thinking track 8 has more plays? This could be an upset, you know? You know, we've seen low-seeded teams beat high-seeded teams in all kinds of tournaments. You always gotta accommodate for the upsets, right? Everybody needs an upset prediction in their bracket. We got 9 votes in, and so far it is unanimously voting for track 1. You guys seem to be... Oh, one person voting bottom. Interesting. Real Zaza expert. He says he loves being a bottom. Fair enough. Fair enough. I know I've said this before, but I really appreciate you lending us your expertise, Real Zaza expert. The lone bottom voter. Okay, so unfortunately, I am now realizing I forgot to set up this poll to actually have an end time. It just counts up endlessly instead of counting down. But it looks like most of you guys are saying top. And I also think that track 1 has more streams. So I'm going to go ahead and log our predictions here on the bracket. And note that both of us, Chat and Yokai, we both think that track 1 is making it to round 2. Bam. Look at that. Look at that. We got a nifty little system worked out here, I think, okay? Got a nifty little system here. And I forgot to put it on loop, so now it's playing another track. Ignore that. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Let me close that poll. That one seemed pretty unanimous. You guys seem to be in agreement on that one. Track 1 definitely has more streams, right? It's got to. I need to fix the poll so it actually counts down, so give me a moment. That poll is complete. Let me give it a timer of... What do I do for the other ones? 90 seconds? 60 seconds? I think I do 60. 60 it is. And let me make sure we're using the same... Okay, same settings. Perfect. All right, we're going to move on to the next matchup, which it looks like it's between track 4 and track 5. So we got track 4 on top, track 5 on bottom. Let's give them a listen. Here we have track 4 from 2 years ago. Am I tripping, or is the mix like really like lacking the low end? I'm not hearing a lot of bass on this one. I hope my headphones aren't busted or something. That would suck. But it really sounds like dude, there's got to be something wrong with my headphones. Maybe not. Maybe the mix is just lacking some low end. Oh, the bass is extremely low. That would explain. Yeah, these headphones aren't built to pick up sub. So this one's a real trunk shaker, right? It's a real trunk shaker, but not something you would bump on the Beats by Dre, maybe. Interesting. All right, so that's track 4. That one's from 2 years ago, and it's going up against track 5 from 11 months ago. So it's almost a year old. Coming up on its first birthday. Right off the bass, or right off the bat, I'm really digging the sample on this one. I love me some strings. Nice little string sample. Got a little stab, a bass stab. Murasaki, before last stream, I had never heard of that. This is tight. I didn't expect to hear This is really cool. I'll fuck with this. Yeah, this is tight. Don't say it, Zaza Expert. Don't say it. Yeah, this is super tight. I love that contrast between like the strings sample, like the live instruments, and the really like meaty bass stabs, and the obviously the Don Toliver vocals. That was crazy. Let me listen to track 4 again real quick. Classic Love Filter. Interesting. Okay. This one's a little tough for me, but I'm going to go ahead and lock in a vote here. And while I'm doing that, I'll open the poll for you guys. What do you guys think? Top track or bottom track? Are we thinking track 4 has more streams or track 5? Let me know in chat by voting. All right. Hopefully those votes go. Okay, I see them coming through now. Sweet. So far the majority is thinking bottom, it seems. Bottom. Okay, yeah. Most of chat wants to be a bottom, right? A lot of bottoms in chat. That's what I'm thinking, Zaza Expert. A lot of bottoms in chat. Okay. Very interesting. We've got a few people going top, but you know, like I said, you got to account for some upsets, right? The track 4 is from 2 years ago. It's got, you know, about double as much time on SoundCloud as track 5. But the question is, which one has gotten more streams in that time? Which one? Well, chat, the poll has now closed, and you guys said the bottom track. You guys think that track 5 has the most streams, and I agree with you guys. I think that the bottom track probably also, I also think that it probably has more streams. So I'll go ahead and log those predictions over there. Very interesting matchup there. We had like a classic funk track on the top and a little bit more of a modern take on the genre on the bottom. We love those. We love the genre bends. All right, so let's see here. We said track 5. Both of us said track 5. Hopefully we diverge at some point in our predictions, because if not, we're going to end up with the same score, you know? And that's no fun. But these first rounds should be fairly straightforward, I think. Fairly straightforward. All right. So the next matchup in round 1 is track 3 and track 6. So let me get those pulled up. Track 3 on the top, track 6 on the bottom. Let's hear it. Track 3. Very subtle tempo automation. It's got a cool bounce to it. I like those little vocal chops. The na 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 na. Okay, Murasaki submitted this one. Interesting. Okay, the everlasting battle between Murasaki submitting a track and Lala not listening submitting the exact same track. I'm sure we'll see more of those. Yeah, this one's cool. I feel like the drums could hit a little bit harder, you know? But I guess, you know, some tracks just have that sound. All right, so that was track 3. You guys got that? Got it locked in the memory? Because we're going to move on to track 6 now. Let's hear what this one sounds like. Track 3 was from 3 years ago, so a pretty old one. This one is only from 7 months ago. So not quite as much time to rack up plays, but I could have more. Who knows? This is tight. I love a little double time. Okay. This feels like it has to be like a meme edit. Dale on that male. I've used this vocal before. This shit bumps, yeah. They got the It Takes Two drum loop. That is sick. Very cool bass line too. I love those bass slides. It's so many fucking FX and shit. They're really in their bag with this one. Alright, so that's from 7 months ago. Let's compare it real quick to track 3 from 3 years ago. Okay, I'm ready to make a prediction, okay? I'm ready to make a prediction. So I'll open the poll for you guys, and you guys let me know which one has more streams, the one on the top or the one on the bottom. We thinking track 3 from 3 years ago, or are we thinking track 6 from 7 months ago? Let me know. I'm going to lock in my vote here. All right. So far, we got 2 votes for bottom, 3 votes for bottom, 4 votes for bottom. Oh, Trilly, you gotta put in the vote. Exclamation point. But there you go. You got it. Very good. Very good. Nice. So far, it's unanimously voting for bottom. Interesting. Yeah, I'd say that in terms of personal preference, I definitely prefer track 6. I could get a lot more replay value out of that one, I feel like. But curious what you guys think. Do you guys typically vote purely based on like how much you like the song, or do you keep in mind other factors like how long ago it was released? Because 3 years, man, that's a long time. All right, the poll is closed, and only 10 votes, guys. Come on now, we can do better than that. Everybody, make sure you're doing your civic duty as a citizen of what did we decide? SoundCloudville. That's weak. Okay, I also voted bottom. I also think that track 6 probably has more streams. So, unfortunately, continuing the trend of us having the exact same bracket predictions, but I'm sure we'll diverge at some point. Lord knows chat is very good at predicting plays, so they'll probably diverge from my predictions at some point. So we voted track 6. Chat's saying track 6 is moving on, and I am also saying that. All right. Our next matchup in round 1, the last game of round 1 actually, is between track 2 and track 7. So let's get those pulled up. Track 2 on the top, track 7 on the bottom. Let's do it. This one's from 8 years ago. The second oldest track in the bracket.
I'm slanging balls with my foes, enemies left the beat. I got no love for these hoes, feeling dead. My eyes roll back in my head.
Fucking Baker vocals, yeah.
Feeling like I am the fucking best on the track. Just a Mac, smoking on a fat sack. Eyes red as fire, cause that devil heavy on my back. Chicken.
This might actually be a Baker track. It might not be sampling Baker. It might be Baker. It's from 8 years ago, so, he's been in the game for a minute. Could be his. Skinny Winnie's saying it sounds kind of generic. Well, it is 8 years old, so it could have been ahead of its time, Auroral's thinking these vocals are cringe. Oh, he's not liking it. He's not liking the Baker. Hashtag not my maker. Yeah, that's why it's the number 2 seed, Skinny Winnie. It's an old track. It's an oldie. Little tempo automation 1 minute into the track. Interesting. This one's from November of 2015. So keep that in mind. Baker to Faker. Hayden, them's his fighting words. I know Baker is a contentious figure in the scene. Yeah, that hurts me inside, Zaza Expert. 2015 should not be 8 years ago. It's still 5 years ago in my heart. Oh, it's got a feature. Okay, yeah, it sounded like him. I'm not sure if I can say his name on stream. I'm gonna refer to him as Playa Misery, the new name. I don't know if he ended up sticking with that name, but it's possible he might need to. I know he kept getting his shit removed from Spotify with the old name. Alright, that's track 2 from 8 years ago. That's the number 2 seed, so it's a pretty competitive entry. Let's compare that to track 7 from 5 months ago. The second newest track in the tournament. Okay. I dig the drums and I dig the vocal sample. I don't know, I feel like the main melody samples are missing a little something for me. It just feels a little thin. Or maybe it just needed a different like a different Rhodes piano sample, you know? This one sounds a little cheap to me. Cool melody though. I like the chords. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Now the question is, does it have more plays than what appears to be a Baker track from 8 years ago? That's the question, right? Chat, is this raw, right? Is this dirt? Okay. I'm gonna lock in my prediction, okay? My prediction is locked in. You guys let me know in the chat. Which one has more streams? Track on top? Track number 2 from 8 years ago? Or are we thinking the track on bottom? Track 7 from 5 months ago. Let me know in chat. Vote top or vote bottom? Which one has more streams? Which one? What are we thinking? I'm seeing 6 votes for top, 1 vote for bottom. Who voted bottom? Blue Mystic Records is thinking the bottom one from 5 months ago has more streams. I respect the bravery. That is a bold vote. He's predicting quite the upset. Oh, and if you want to, feel free to keep track of your own personal predictions at home if you happen to diverge from chat, from the rest of chat. If you have your own personal opinions about how these matchups would go, feel free to keep track of your own bracket and let us know at the end how many points you scored. Could play the top one again? Yeah. Oh, the poll is closed. Sorry. But I don't think it would have made a difference. I hate to break it to you. But you guys said top. 11 votes for top, 2 votes for bottom. I also voted for the top. I think that this one is going to be kind of a layup. I feel like, especially 8 years ago, Baker was killing it. You know, he brings in a lot of goddamn streams. So I think that the Baker track is going to take it on that one. I don't think there's going to be an upset between that and a track from 5 months ago. Even though the track from 5 months ago is pretty good. Track 7, it's pretty good. But yeah, let me go ahead and lock in our predictions here. We're both saying that track number 2 is taking the dub on that one. I think that's a fair prediction. I think that is probably going to happen. We'll find out. All right, guys. We made it through round 1. Okay? We made it through round 1. We're not going to check them yet, obviously, because we still need to get through the rest of the rounds. But your opinion is absolutely valid, Zaza Expert. We value your expertise more than you realize, okay? So let me go ahead and we'll move into round 2, okay? This is where it starts to get interesting, right? Those were the easy ones. We did have one upset prediction. We did think that track 5 was going to beat track 4. So outside of that, actually, we did have another upset too. We thought that track 6 was going to beat track 3. So we'll find out, right? We will find out. Let's get round 2 started with the matchup between track 1 and track 5. Track 1 on top, track 5 on the bottom. Let's hear them again. Ah, yes, the reverb on the master one. Reverb on the master. This is the oldest track in the bracket. Again, the number 1 seed, the top contender for the championship. But if you ask me, it's not really my cup of tea. The 808 patterns are great. I just feel like the reverb on the master kind of washes them out a little bit, you know? Kind of dilutes them. It could very well be considered a classic. 8 years ago, it's had a lot of time to marinate, you know? Had a lot of time to collect some streams over the years. All right. That was your reminder for track 1. This is track 5 from 11 months ago. So it's almost 1. It's about to turn 1. Ah, yes, this one. This one was a fun one. This was the one with the string samples and the stab bass and the Don Toliver vocals, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that one's cool. Okay. I'm ready to lock in my prediction between these two. Are you guys ready? I'll go ahead and let this one play out while I'm doing mine. All right. I've got my prediction locked in. Now you guys let me know. Between track 1 from 8 years ago and this one, track 5 from 11 months ago, which one has more streams? The one on the top or the one on the bottom? Let me know in chat. We voting top or we voting bottom? Murasaki, vote top because it's old. Yep. There will be some upsets, I would imagine. Typically, there's at least a couple, right? Oh, this one's pretty split. 7 votes top, 6 votes bottom. Interesting. You guys are more split on this one than I expected. 9 votes top, 8 or 7 votes bottom. Don't make me flip a coin, y'all. Don't make me flip a coin. This could totally screw up your bracket if you guys end up tying. 10 seconds left, it looks like. 10 seconds to get your votes in. Use your brain, use your brain. Maximum brain power on this one, okay, guys? Really focus up. All right. The poll is over. You guys voted for the top one narrowly. It was a narrow majority, okay? Narrowly. A custom-made coin of my head for coin flips. Maybe. Yeah, I'll have to consult my local coin maker. Okay. I also said that the top one was going to win. So I'm not predicting an upset on this one. I think that the number 1 seed is going to comfortably beat this one from 11 months ago. I do think that track 5 is very good. I'm a big fan of it. I love the little genre bending. But is it enough to beat the possible classic from 8 years ago? I don't think so. And chat didn't think so either. So if you're one of the people who voted bottom, feel free to keep track of your score at home. But I'm going to log our predictions here. We're both saying that track 1 is taking the dub in round 2. Whoops. There we go. So far, all of our predictions are the same. We'll see if that holds. All right. The next game in round 2, track 6 versus track 2. Okay, this one will be interesting. This one will be very interesting. I think people will be underestimating how many streams those tracks from 2013 to 2015 used to have, even if it's mid today. Yeah, I agree. I think the bar for what could go viral was a lot lower back then, in terms of like needing to mix well and, you know, using samples that haven't been used before, because, you know, by now everything's been used, right? Everything's been sampled. But back then, man, they were on the cutting edge. All right. So track 6 on top and track 2 on bottom. All right. Wait. This is track 6. There we go. Let's get a refresher on what track 6 sounds like. I need to go on a run to this. Yes, we should start our own pump and dump. Oh my god, why didn't I think of that? Yokai coin. Is this what it feels like to be on Molly? This is my uninformed opinion on that. My uninformed perspective on what it's like to be on Molly. This song. Yo coin, that's so good. Everybody pump Yo coin. Yo coin to the moon. All right, as a reminder, that's track 6, and it's from 7 months ago, and it's going up against track 2 from 8 years ago. This is what it sounds like. I'm slanging fouls with my fouls, enemies left the beat. I got no love for these hoes. The second oldest track in the tournament. It's the possible Baker track with a Play a Misery feature. Smoking on a fat sack, eyes red as fire, cause that devil heavy on my back. Chicken, why you tripping? Always pimping, never slipping. If you wanna test and come and step, but I'm gonna get my vengeance. Rolling deep, yes we creep. A little bit more mellow, right? A little bit more mellow compared to track 6. Yeah, the beat is crazy on this one. I'm curious if Baker produced this one. Yeah, they're both really good in different ways. That's a great way of phrasing that, Proxy. That's what makes this such a tough matchup. But, you know, one's from 7 months ago and one's from 8 years ago. So, theoretically, that should make our job of predicting a little easier, right? A little easier. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I'm gonna lock in my prediction here. All right. My prediction is locked in. You guys let me know. Between track 6 from 7 months ago, the top track, and track 2 from 8 years ago on the bottom, which one are we thinking has more streams? We're thinking the one on the bottom, the favorite? Or are we thinking there's going to be an upset? Are we thinking that maybe this track number 6 from 7 months ago could have gone absolutely viral, you know? Could have gone absolutely viral. It's made for TikTok, right? Seems like it was made for short form. Some sort of weird meme edit with the crazy retention editing. It could totally be reality. You never know. Most of you guys are saying bottom. Most of you guys are saying that the number 2 seed, which is fair. Number 2 seed is the favorite. Like I said, it's the second oldest track in the tournament, so it could totally take it. All right. I think it's yeah, pretty safe to say you guys think that the bottom track is taking it on this one. And yeah, I also said bottom. No surprises there. I think that it would be pretty tough to beat a Baker track from 8 years ago. Like I said, the guy gets streams. I just don't see an upset there, okay? I just don't see an upset. So, moving into the finals, we've got the same predictions so far, chat. We've got the same predictions, which means it's going to come down to this. It's going to come down to track 1 versus track 2. Who would have thought? We're not predicting any upsets so far. Well, we did predict that track 6 beat track 3, and we did predict that track 5 beat track 4. But ultimately, it comes down to the top 2 seeds. So let's run it. Track 1 on the top versus track 2 on the bottom. A reminder of what track 1 sounds like. Reverb on the master, type beat. Something else about this era of SoundCloud is that I feel like a lot of the producers were a lot more, they didn't just do more with their 808 patterns, like the range of notes that they're using was a lot wider. A lot wider. I feel like they went crazy with the 808 melodies. Nowadays, it's like 2 or 3 notes on the bass line and you're good. Maybe even 1, you know? No need to overcomplicate it, but this was the era of overproduction, you know? Overproduce the shit out of things to just show how good you are. And then throw a reverb on the master and totally ruin all of it. Okay, so that's track 1. And as a reminder of the what we assume is a Baker track from 8 years ago, here's track 2.
I'm slanging foes with my foes, enemies left the beat. I got no love for these hoes, feeling dead.
Yeah, Hayden's saying he would not listen to track 1 in his free time. Track 1 is trash. And Skinny Winnie he's a side chain fanatic. He is all about the side chain. A lot of you guys seem to not like track 1 very much. Real Zaza experts saying track 6 got done dirty. Okay. Alright. Let me let this one play out a little bit. And I'm going to lock in my prediction for the championship. This one's to decide the entire bracket. And we're doing pretty good on time, so I think we'll run another one of these after this bracket's over. So, let me get my prediction locked in here. Okay. And I'm opening the poll for you guys. Which one has more streams? Track 1 from 8 years ago or track 2 from 8 years ago? What are we thinking? Bottom, bottom, bottom. Everybody's voting bottom. Okay, everybody's a bottom. Zaza experts thinking that track 6 was gonna win the whole damn thing. I don't know, man. How long ago was track 6 released? 7 months ago? You think a track from 7 months ago is pulling more streams than both of these? It's possible, I guess. Aurora voted top just to be different. Just to be different. Just to throw a wrench in things. All right, 3 seconds left on the clock. It's looking like you guys are overwhelmingly voting bottom. And I hate to make things less interesting, but I also went with bottom. So we pretty much had the same predictions the whole way through, but I am curious to see how well we did overall on our predictions. So let me close the poll there and we'll start revealing some stats. Let me get our predictions logged here. So we both said track 2. So that's an upset, right? That's technically an upset, because they were not the favorite to win that contest by a slim margin. Okay, we're ready to start grading. We're ready to go through and start grading our predictions. So let me get... There we go. All right, just wanted to get a good color on the pen so we could grade like a teacher. Put a big fat red F if we get one wrong. Okay, so starting with the lower ones. So let's start with the lower ones, okay? Let's start with track 8. This one, let me go ahead and hide the other one. Track 8, how many plays did track 8 have? Are we curious? Anybody curious? This one's from a month ago, so it was the newest one that we saw. Let's reveal it. 3, 2, 1. It was Blue Diamonds with DJ Cursed Playa by Young Demon. Young Demon, viewer of the show. Not sure if he's in chat today. He is. He is. She said track 8, definitely the best, hands down. Well, I'd love to agree with you, buddy. Unfortunately, it did not win the bracket. Unfortunately, it did lose in round 1 to track 1. So we will come back to track 1 because I don't want to spoil that contest too early. So let's reveal track 7 now. Why don't we? Track 7, as a reminder, was the one from 5 months ago. Track 7 was 5 months ago, and oh, this was the one with the Rhodes sample. Okay, yes. All right, let's see it. 3, 2, 1. This was Rumors by Sanctuary. I have not heard of Sanctuary. This one has 38 streams, dog. So much less than the 8 seed. That's interesting. So that would have been quite the upset if track 7 went up against track 8. Very cool. Okay, so this one definitely deserves more than 38 streams. I think we can agree, right? Like, that's pretty fire. I'll fuck with that track. I can't believe that shit only has 38 streams. I think it deserves at least 10 times that. In 5 months? Come on now. Everybody go show some love to Sanctuary on that one. All right. Now let's reveal track 6. Track 6, we'll see here. Let me get it on this. There we go. Bam. All right, so track 6, let's hear what that one sounded like again. This one's from 7 months ago. Ah, yes. Our favorite. I think this one is my favorite of this bracket. So fire. All right, 7 months ago, let's reveal this one. This was the one that everybody thinks got done dirty. 3, 2, 1. On That Molly by Plain Main. From 7 months ago. 179? Are you kidding me? In 7 months, that's only pulling less than 200 plays? Oh my God. It didn't just get done dirty on the bracket. It got done dirty on SoundCloud. What is going on? Fucking less than 200 streams. Wow. Somebody make that shit go viral on TikTok. Yeah, I love this art. That's so funny. That's great. Dude, some of these people get so creative and it just falls on deaf ears. It sucks. It sucks. Everybody go run that one up for me. That was track 6. All right. Now let's reveal track 5. This was our first upset prediction. So once we reveal track 5 and track 4, we'll be able to grade that bracket. Track 5. It's right here. Okay, so this one's from 11 months ago. As a reminder, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so this one was the really cool, like, funk wave genre bend type of deal with the Don Toliver vocals. We're a fan of this one, I think. Seemed like chat was really digging this one. I fuck with it too. Really like this one. Okay, let me reveal this one. This one's from 11 months ago, almost a year old. 3, 2, 1. 5,300 plays, and this is Call Her Again by Apache 94. I have heard of Apache 94. I think we might have had a track from him before on the show. It's possible. Someone said Phil Collins if he was hip with the kids. I like that. I like that, Aurora. That's great. That has already been seen. Did we already play this one on the show? I don't remember this one. But either way, very fire track. And 5,300 plays, I'd say that's pretty respectable. But for 11 months, I think it probably deserves a little bit more. So to reveal what happened in round 2 between track 4 and track 5, let's go over to track 4 and reveal that one. Let's see how many streams that one had. As a reminder, this is track 4. It's from 2 years ago. Let's hear what it sounds like. This is that very, what would you call this? Like bass music, like bass wave with all the crash samples. Sounds kind of similar to track 1 in that respect. The classic love filter effect. Okay, 2 years old. Let's see this one. we're gonna be able to grade this game right here between track 4 and track 5. So let's see if our prediction was correct. Let me get track 5 put on the bottom and track 4 on the top. So we know that track 5 has 5,300. If track 4 has more than 5,300, we got that one wrong. We got that one wrong. So let's find out. 3, 2, 1. 1,200 plays. So track 5 did have more streams than track 4. We were right on that prediction. So let me mark that accordingly. Well done, chat. Well done, Yokai. And this was Pistol Grip by Auroral. Shout out to Auroral. Auroral is in the chat, of course. Chad Auroral submission. So everybody go show some love to Auroral. Very fire track. Trill Wave. Yes, that is a perfect encapsulation of what that track is, I would say. And you got the verified badge, bro. Looking legit as fuck over here. I love that. So he's really bringing back that old like 2015 type style. Love that. I love that. Yeah. I need to like do an actual like video edit of putting the medal on myself. That's great. Okay, well, we correctly predicted that one. Let's go ahead and reveal number 3, which will allow us to grade this one. So let's see. We'll get number 3 on top and number 6 on bottom. So we know that we know that track 6 has 179 plays. Very underrated. It's possible that we did not get this one right. If track 3 remind you, 3 years ago, if it doesn't have less than 179, if it has more than 179, we got that one wrong. So I am curious to find out. You can see here it's got a buy link for iTunes. Real quick, let's hear what track 3 sounded like. Okay, yeah. So this is the one with the cool vocal chops. Yes, we're guessing which one has more streams, Trap Bonsai. We went through and made all of our predictions. Now we're going back and grading them to see just how underrated some of these tracks were. We already know that this one, which we voted for to beat this one, has like almost no streams for some reason, even though it's really good. So let's find out. Track 3 years ago, please have less than 179 streams. 3, 2, 1. It had 33,000 streams, actually, chat. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Our first upset prediction was absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Track 3 had way more streams, even though I think that track 6 got done dirty. I think that track 6 definitely deserved a lot more than that. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. Okay, but this means that we can now go on and grade these other games with track 1 and track 2. So this will be very interesting. This will eventually reveal who won the entire bracket. So let's go ahead and reveal track 2 and track 7. Let me get track 2 on top, track 7 on bottom. As a reminder, this is what track 2 sounds like from 8 years ago. I believe it's the Baker track. Certainly sounds like it, yeah. So yeah, that one's from 8 years ago. And this was against this one from 5 months ago in round 1. So as a reminder, this one from Sanctuary, this was track 7. It had 38 streams. So if on the off chance that what sounds like a Baker track from 8 years ago doesn't have at least 40 streams, we got this one wrong. But I think we're going to get it. So let's find out. How many streams did the Baker track from 8 years ago have? Track 2. 3, 2, 1. 558,000 plays. Over 500,000. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say we got that one right. Track 2 comfortably beat track 7. Wow. I knew that one was going to have a lot of streams, and it is indeed a Baker and Play a Misery collab, as we predicted. Doom Shop track with some crazy production, produced by Baker. Unsurprising. Yeah, I think chat could have predicted that one to a T. But anyways, we got that one right. Now for the interesting bit, right? Now we're going to see which one won between track 2 and track 1. It all comes down to this, right? We know that track 2 has 558,000 streams. They were both released around the same time, right? This one 8 years ago in May, this one 8 years ago in November. So it's really a toss-up. Either one could have more streams. We said that track 2, the one with 500,000, was going to win it all. We said that one was going to have the most streams out of every single other track. Let's see if we were right. If this is higher than 558K, we lose. Okay? Let's see it. 3, 2, 1. 5,000 streams. The number 1 seed had 5,000 streams, y'all. Holy shit. Wow. So I don't know if it would have even beaten track 5. Let's see. So first of all, we got our... Wait, no, that prediction was right. Track 2 definitely wins. But I don't think track 1 was supposed to make it to round 3. I don't think it beat track 5. Let's see. Track 5 has 5,300 streams, so barely. It barely beat track number 5. So we were right to say that track 1 was winning. So that was a correct prediction. This was a correct prediction. And wait. We said that track 2 was going to win, so. Wait. Yeah. I'm dumb. We already know that one. Bam. All right. Well done, y'all. We did pretty good, actually. We only missed one of our predictions, right? So I think overall we get 6 points, 12 points, 17 points. Yeah, I think we each get 17 points for that bracket. Very good, chat. Nice to see that you guys can keep up with me. As you know, as you guys should know by now, I'm wicked good at this game, and I beat chat almost every time. But, yeah, well done, y'all. Am I bugging? What's the matter? Yep. Track 1 is by none other than White Katana. White Katana is actually like a SoundCloud OG. I think we had a track from him on one of our recent shows. He is Aspen, please stop. Hey, stop. Please stop. White Katana is a veteran. That's a perfect way to describe it. Yeah. He's been in the game a long ass time. I don't think he's super active anymore. Not too active no more. But we still got some time left. So we can go ahead and do another bracket to decide who's going to come out on top today. What did y'all think of that? Fun format? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. Fun format, yes? All right. We'll get 8 new tracks pulled out. We'll do another bracket since we're all tied up. Chat's keeping up with me. I'm keeping up with chat. All right. We'll get 8 new random tracks picked out and get a new bracket rolling. I'm glad you guys are fucking with the new format. I thought it'd be fun to switch it up a little bit. 9 years ago. All right. Off to an interesting start. Okay. Let me just go ahead and throw this over here. That's 3. I have considered multi-streaming, but I don't know. Everybody's here. Everybody's on YouTube. That's where the yokai audience is. So I figure, why even bother with Twitch? Yeah, Twitch only recently made it so that you can multi-stream even if you're an affiliate. Okay, how many would I have? 5. We need 3 more. I'm reading it off of Streamlabs instead of off of chat. That's how I'm able to read it. That's 6. 2 more. Make a MySpace. Put that in video ideas. That's just become a shitpost channel now. That's... Wait, I thought I already had 6. 1, 2, 3. No, that's 5, 7. All right. Nope, that's just somebody saying something. That's not even... Pretty soon we're going to have a new submission method for the show. So the Discord channel will be going bye-bye, and there will be a new process to submit, because that Discord channel is getting a little unruly. All right, let's organize these now. That's definitely going to be a number 8 seed. It's from 1 day ago. Okay, so this one's from 9 years ago, probably the number 1 seed. 9 months, 3 months, 2 years, 5 months, 1 year, 3 months, 3 years. Interesting. 1 day ago. Okay, so let me refresh this because we did not get the fucking thing to pop up. And it didn't pop up again. Please! No! Give me the freaking drop down. Oh my god. Amateur developer. I'm quite the amateur coder. Can you tell? Just let me use... No! Let me do the drop down! No! Give me the drop down! Why does it keep disappearing? Oh my god, this is so frustrating. I am going to rip someone's head off. Okay, there we go. We got it. We got the pop-up to... Okay. That's track 8. This will be track 7. This will be track 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweet. All right. I think we're ready to get started on the new bracket. Let me catch up on chat. No Google Forms. That'd be yucky. I hate Google Forms. I guess, yeah, Google Forms would work, but it'd be harder to randomly pull submissions from that. Murasaki, I'll see if there's any way to like move some of those submissions over, but the problem is at this point the bot is having a hard time telling what tracks have been featured and what haven't. So it's easier to just start with a clean slate. All right, let's do it. We got track 1 on top, and this should be track 8 on bottom. As you can see, 1 is from 9 years ago, and 8 is from 1 day ago. So let's go ahead and see what track 1 sounds like. This was an era. This was what year was this? 2015. Another one from 2015. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty emblematic of that time period. unironically using the... What is that, the Kill Bill siren? Right, Murasaki, the nice thing about the new submission system that we're doing is it can automatically detect if a track has already been submitted by somebody else. So it'll take care of that automatically. Yeah, this is a 2015-ass SoundCloud beat. The unironic Kill Bill siren, the distorted 808 with no EQ, just letting all that high end bleed through. It sounds kind of crazy. It's kind of a vibe if you're talking about like some opium beats or something, but nowadays, I don't know. You got to have the right samples and melodies behind it for it to really be, really sell it. But 2015 Vine type beat, I'd say so. All right, let's hear track 8. This is from a day ago. Got another example here of an extremely low sub bass. I can barely hear on these headphones. Very punchy kick. That kick is probably at like +3, +4 dB. Some cool vocals though. Yeah, I would have maybe gone with a different kick sample on this one. Sounds a little... Sounds like it's the main instrument, you know? Oh, that's a crazy kick solo, bro. Interesting. Ooh, I like this switch with the DaBaby 808. Not that DaBaby came up with it, but popularized by DaBaby. All right, I think I'm ready to make a prediction on this one. All right, my prediction is made, and I'll open the poll up for you guys. Which one of these has more streams? The track 1 from 9 years ago, or are we thinking track 8 from 1 day ago? You can vote accordingly. If you're thinking track 1, vote top. If you're thinking track 8, vote bottom. What are you thinking, guys? Initial thoughts? Okay, vote top, vote top, vote top. Vote bottom. We got 1 vote bottom so far. A couple votes bottom. Interesting. So we got a couple of you predicting an upset here. You're predicting that a track from 1 day ago has more streams than a track that was posted in 2015. Interesting. Well, one thing to keep in mind is that these tracks are randomly submitted by people on the Discord. So it's really a question of how likely you guys think it is that a track with less plays than something from 1 day ago that was posted in 2015 would be something that a random person would submit on the Discord. What do you think? What are we thinking? That one is a lot more split than I thought it would be. Only 2/3 of you guys said top. So I also predicted that the one on top would have more streams. So our predictions are so far pretty much in lockstep. Pretty much. So yeah, very surprised that 4 of you voted for the bottom one there. But to be fair, I don't think any of us are really fans of track number 1. So makes sense. Let me get those predictions logged. Let's see. Track 1. Hey, can you let me fucking select this? What the hell? Why is it trying to cut things out? Why has it got scissors? What the fuck is going on? Please stop. What? It like thinks I'm holding down a key that I'm not. That's weird. It thinks I'm holding down control constantly. That's great. That's great. I love when things decide to not work when I'm on stream. Bro, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. Why is it moving both of them, okay? What is going on here? Let me turn that off and then maybe it'll work. Bro, this is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to restart Photoshop real quick. Don't mind me. Don't you guys love that? Don't you guys fucking love that? But yeah, not a big fan of that track 1. But that's what you get with a lot of these really old tracks. It's like something that was very popular for its time, but not so much anymore. Let me get it lined up. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. We got the whole setup. All right, now hopefully it works. Nope, it doesn't. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I've done to this Photoshop file to make it so horribly broken, but for some reason it's doing things that I don't want it to do. But either way, we got our predictions locked, okay? We got our predictions locked in. We're thinking track 1 has more streams. Ugh, what a nightmare. Okay, let's get the next one pulled up. 4 versus 5. Track 4 from 1 year ago versus track 5 from 9 months ago. Let's hear it.
You feel sorry for who? I don't want any trouble. Get out. Talking shit.
Yo, we got Plane in chat. Dude, your shit is hella underrated. We love that on that Molly track. Funk track, OG funk track. Some parts of the mix could use a little work. I think some sounds are a little loud compared to everything else, but yeah, pretty good track. Like I said, pretty standard OG funk track there. Nothing crazy. All right, let's hear track 5 from 9 months ago.
I love this track.
Some Abercrombie and Fitch type beat? Okay. This is like you're looking for new clothes at Aeropostale at the mall.
She cool with that cause I do her first. She a content creator, no YouTuber. Oh, your man is a loser, huh? 100 bad bitches, but they just not her. I got like 20 bad bitches that
British dude ruined it. Great.
You blame me. I got 3 girls around me and they say they wanna brain me.
Yeah, this is fire.
I was tripping in my head, I thought that I was going crazy. Yeah.
Very well produced. Like the mix is so clean. It's like flawless. Some people are still saying vote top times 100. Stupid Brit.
I said I
love that. Zara shop music.
I was gonna say she'll find out that's dead. Like shorty take time and take my
Yeah, this is tight.
saying that she want me here in her bed.
I'm not gonna lie though.
Girl, you don't wanna fuck with me.
Some of the funk heads are not gonna like this.
If you look at my number sheet.
If you guys vote for track 5 over track 4, I think some funk heads are gonna be very upset. I'm gonna lock in my prediction. Let me let the track play out.
See, I earn more than LeBron. Yeah, I'm one of the digits. And a friend just so I can sing it. My friend kinda dead, at least I got a lyric. Broke a record, I'm a DJ, I spin it. Yeah, no cap, it's a new I left her a red, then I bought her the bootins, huh? The shit that I know it could ruin her. Oh, he mad that I'm screwing her. I let her know that I'm
All right, my prediction's locked in. What do you guys think? You guys thinking track 4 on top has more streams or track 5 on bottom? What are we thinking? I'm actually very curious which way chat's gonna go with this one because I saw a lot of people, a lot of diehard Top fans out there. These guys love Top.
sipping blue label.
What is your guys' obsession? Why do you like Top so much? You got a couple people voting bottom. I thought it'd be more split than this. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it'd be a little more split. Only 7 votes so far. Everybody get your votes in. Oh, 11 votes. There we go. There we go. Right, Murasaki? Come on now. All right. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the poll is closed. You guys said Top. Looks like 2/3 of you said Top. 8 versus 4. Guys, this is a big moment. Very exciting. We finally have different predictions. I think that the one on bottom is going to have more streams. I think that the one on top was kind of, no offense to whoever made the song, a little generic sounding. I've heard a ton of funk tracks that sound exactly like that. And I'm sure there's an argument to be made. Same can be said about track number 5. There are a lot of songs like that. But I think when you compare track 4 to all of funk music, it kind of just blends into the background, whereas with track 5, it's like extremely good mix. I think that there's a lot of attention to detail in that mix, and it just sounds really good. Like you could play that in a club, could play that in a store, it's going to sound good. Track 4, I don't know. There's some parts of the mix that I would change. I don't know. It's really a toss-up. They're both from around the same time, 9 months versus 1 year. I'm not sure how close to a year it is, but about a year and a half. So this one's been around about twice as long as track 5, it seems. But I'm still fairly confident in my prediction. But I'll lock your guys' in. You guys are saying that track 4 is taking it. And Yokai is saying that track 5 is taking it. There we go. So that'll be interesting, right? That'll be interesting. Lemon's saying the better the song is, the worse it performs. Is that your SoundCloud assessment? That's how it works? Fair enough. It certainly seems that way sometimes. All right. Next matchup is between track number 3 and track number 6. I'm going to get 3 on top, 6 on bottom. Let's hear it. Track 3 is from 2. That's the beauty of editing. And I'm also going to turn the volume down just in case, right? You guys get the vibe, right? It's kind of a faster trap beat, like some fucking one. What would this be? I'm really bad at detecting tempos, but this one's pretty high up there. I feel like this is at like 160 BPM plus. 150? Yeah, that's probably right. Someone's already saying Top has more plays. Well, it is from 2 years ago. It has had more time. It would be an upset for track 6 to win this one. Speaking of which, let's hear what track 6 sounds like, why don't we? This one's from 5 months ago. Funky. That's nice. Some nice little effects in there. And that sample is tight. I fuck with this. Yeah, is this raw or dirt? Someone needs to let me know. I still haven't created the poll for that, but let me know in chat. What are we thinking, raw or dirt? Or not? Dirt. Okay, so very different tracks here. We got the aesthetic rap, TikTok type beat versus the Rurt /DAW track. Some funky GTA San Andreas intro type beat. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. I'm ready to lock in my guess. I don't know about y'all. I'm going to lock in my guess here. And I'm going to open the poll for you guys. What do you guys think? Top or bottom? We thinking track 3 from 2 years ago has more streams? Or are we thinking track 6 on bottom from 5 months ago has more streams? What are we thinking? I'm sure the Fonk heads are all going to go with track 6. And everybody else is going to go with track 3, if I had to guess. I think the real Fonkers are going to go with track number 6. But so far, it seems like most people are voting top, which I do not blame you. You know, the TikTok aesthetic rap, it does really good numbers. More so on Spotify. You know, the TikTok to Spotify pipeline, I'd say, is a little bit more materialized than the TikTok to SoundCloud pipeline. But we are getting some votes for bottom. Lemon is saying he just liked bottom more. Lemon's just voting off vibes. Lemon votes off the vibes, and I can't blame you. You know, sometimes with these upsets, you can never... You got to go off vibes. You got to go off vibes alone. I know that Haley does a lot of her bracket predictions based on, you know, whether she likes the team colors, right? Team colors for NCAA, and if the, you know, how good looking the guys are for fantasy football. Bottom is better. Okay, so I went with top as well. You guys said top. I went top. We all love top, right? So we're thinking the track 3 from 2 years ago has more streams, which I think is a fairly safe assumption because it fucking, you know, just sounds like TikTok music. So let's see here. We're both saying track 3. So let me move that over. Chat says track 3 and Yokai says track 3. Nice. All right. We're ready for the last matchup of round 2 predictions. So this one's between track 2 and track 7. Track 2 on top, track 6 on bottom. Or sorry, 7. Track 2 over here is from 3 years ago. Let's give that a listen. Oh, okay. Yeah, that bottom waveform is... We talk a lot about turd waveforms on stream, okay? Turd waveforms. That's a nice looking turd waveform on bottom right there. Yes. Yes, Skinny Winnie. Thank you. Got some fucking Spotify tirade playlist type beat. The fucking, the subtle little cowbell melody in the back. What's weird about this track is it's almost like it was meant to be maxed out, but then they just turned the master down to like -6 or something. Pretty nice though. I think the bass is distorted very nicely. It fits in with the mix very nicely. Fits like a glove, some would say. And they got the weird panning going on. You guys notice that? Yeah, the stereo kick. Those were a lot more popular back in the day. This one's only from 3 years ago, though. February of 21. Pandemic type beat. All right, so that's track 2. That's the 2 seed. So that's the second oldest track in the bracket. So let's check out track 7 here. Second newest track in the bracket. Raw? Is this raw? Bistro's saying it's raw. I might have gotten it right on the first try. Dirt. Okay, someone else is saying dirt. You never really know, right? A conundrum that will forever conflict us. Dart. Yeah, we're gonna have to find a better name. That is a great description of that sound, Zaza Expert. I've never known what to call that. Door stopper boing sound, I think, is right on the money. Doit. I like that. Let's call it doit. This is a nice track. I fuck with it. Now the question is, does it have more streams in 3 months than a track from 3 years ago? That's the question. Much less a track with cowbells from 3 years ago. Keep that in mind too. All right. I'm gonna lock in my vote here. Now let me open up the poll for you guys. Which one you thinking has more streams? We thinking the number 2 seed, track 2? The fucking Spotify tirade playlist type beat from 3 years ago? Or are we thinking track 7, the raw/dirt track from 3 months ago? Top or bottom? Chat loves top, but they're voting for bottom. So explain that. 6 votes so far, and almost all of them are going to bottom. You guys are voting for quite the upset here. I hope you know that. The 7 seed beating the 2 seed, that's quite an upset. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Dude, what the fuck kind of username is that? That is wild. Streamlabs doesn't even know what to do with that. Well, you guys seem pretty confident that it's the one on bottom. Interesting. 2/3 of the votes are going bottom. Interesting. Okay. Lemon tried to get his vote for top in there at the end. I wonder if it'll go through. No! Streamlabs says you can no longer vote in this poll. Don't worry, Lemon. I'm holding it down for you. Real ones love top, right? Okay. Track 2. I'm saying track 2 has more streams. You guys are saying that track 7 has more streams. You guys realize how big of an upset that would be? You guys are saying that track 7 has more streams. Interesting. Let me go ahead and log that, just so you guys don't forget what a mistake you're making by breaking with me in my predictions here. I'm saying track 2 is going to comfortably beat track 7. I'm saying it's going to be like off by 100K type shit. I'm going to say this. I prefer track 7. I like it more. But do I think it has more streams in 3 months than one from 3 years ago? That's a tough sell, bro. That is a hard sell. I am shocked that you guys went with that. But either way, let's move in to our round 3 predictions. We're ready, okay? All right. Zaza Expert asks, will you be making more content unrelated to music ever, or do you prefer these streams more on the Yokai channel? On the Yokai channel, I think that the idea is going to be music and SoundCloud related content specifically. Content for the underground SoundCloud heads, okay? Shit that you guys care about. There is a super secret other project I'm working on for the other types of videos. So maybe I'll talk more about that in the future, but for now, I'll leave it at that. Anyways, let's move into our round 3 predictions, why don't we? We're ready to make things a little more interesting because we've got a couple different predictions here now. We've got a couple different predictions. So let's test it. Track 1, you guys are going to put track 1 up against track 4. So let's hear that. Track 1 on top, track 4 on bottom. As a reminder, this is what track 1 from 9 years ago sounds like. Say what you will about it. It is a 2015 ass beat, okay? Sounds like you rendered it in mono. Yeah, it's got a very weird mix. People were trying all sorts of crazy shit with their mixes back then. All right, let's hear track 4, which is from 1 year ago. This is for your guys' prediction. Track 4 is not even in the picture for me. Pretty nice track. I fuck with it.
So
I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know. What do you guys think? Track 1 or track 4? Which one has more streams? Track 1's on top. Track 4 is on bottom. As a reminder, track 1 is from 9 years ago. It's from 2015. Does that have more streams than track 4, which was posted 1 year ago in June of 2022? It's almost 2 years old. So it's got that going for it. Let me know in chat. Vote now. What are you guys thinking? You guys have wasted 20 seconds, no votes. Track 1 or track 4? You guys decided to diverge from me in your predictions. Let me know which one has more streams. Track 1 or track 4? Pretty split. Pretty split. You guys can't seem to make up your mind. Don't make me flip a coin. Don't make me flip a coin. I don't want to do that to you guys. Pretty split. Guys, don't do this. Don't do this. Okay, Lemon's gonna try and break the tie. Or prevent the tie, I should say. Oh man, it's a close one. Okay, the poll is closed. You guys barely, a slim majority said top. You guys barely prevented the track 4 versus track 1 upset. So, interesting. I'll go ahead and log your prediction accordingly. You guys think that track 1 is gonna take that, which I think is a fair assumption. That's not an upset by any means. And it did the thing again. Why does it do this? Okay, let me, that's track 2, where's track 1? Let me just duplicate that and then move it over. Oh, it didn't work. Please. Thank you. Oh, we got it figured out. Okay, thank God. Okay, now it's time for me to decide between track 1 and track 5. So let me listen to track 5 real quick. Ah, this one. I'm with Chad on this one. I think the British guy kind of ruined that track. I'm going to go with track 1. I'm going to say track 1 wins that one. But I'm not going to do it like that. There we go. There we go. All right, that's my prediction for round 3. Okay, the second matchup of round 3, you guys are deciding between track 3 and track 7. So let me get those queued up for you. As a reminder, this is what track 3 from 2 years ago sounds like. All right, that's track 3. And as a reminder, this is what track 7 sounds like from 3 months ago. With the doorstop boing sound effect. All right, let me open the poll for you guys. What are you guys thinking? It's up to you guys to decide. You're the only ones who predicted that track 7 would make it this far. So you guys got to tell me, track 7? That's on bottom. Or track 3? Strapped up, always got my chopstick. Call me super, but I don't need a sidekick. That's on top. So vote top or vote bottom. Which one are you guys thinking? Are you a top voter or are you a bottom voter? Let me know. Bottom, 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 top, top. Interesting. Okay, most of you guys are saying bottom. You guys are thinking that 7's going to take this all the way to the fucking end. Okay. Well, not all the way to the end, but you're thinking they're going to make it to the fucking... No, that is the end. You guys think they're going to make it to the finals. That's crazy. Oh, no. Top is barely beating them. Okay. Get your votes in. If vote now or forever hold your peace. Okay? Do it. Get your votes in. Okay, a slim majority takes it. You guys barely prevented the upset once again. Okay, so I hope the bottom voters are keeping track of their own predictions because you guys are wild. Okay, predicting some crazy upsets here. Okay, So you guys are saying that track 3 is going to take the dub on that one. Which, yeah, I think that's a fair assumption to make. It did come out 2 years ago compared to 3 months ago, so I think that's definitely a fair assumption to make. Track 3, and now I have to decide between track 3 and track 2. So let me hear what track 2 sounds like. It's 3 years ago.
Your bitch, already sucking on my dick, on my finger on the street, we ain't even hit the click.
Boy, 8 shit, 22 shots, no December.
Oh, I didn't realize it had a. It seems like it's got a feature on it. So, yeah, I might go with an upset here and say that track 3 is gonna take it. So, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Track 3 takes it, I think, on that one. Just that TikTok aesthetic rap seems to get crazy streams. So if anything's gonna upset, I think it might be that one. All right, it all comes down to this, chat. We have our same prediction for which 2 tracks are gonna make it to the finals. We think that the top 2 most streamed tracks in the bracket are track 1 and track 3. So let me get those pulled up. Track 1 on top, track 3 on bottom. Let's give them another listen, why don't we? Again, track 1, 9 years ago. Bill siren, man. It's crazy to think that people use that shit unironically. It's been almost a decade. I see what you're saying, Auroral. Trap metal was not banging in 2020. Fair enough. Okay, and as a reminder, this is what track 3 sounds like. We just heard it, but here you go.
This family was another member. I'm smoking outside. I know my ass won't remember. These bitches wanna fuck. I'm a D1 defender.
Oh, this came out the day before my 24th birthday. Hell yeah.
My waist, what the fuck is she tripping for? Just like the bitch said, you know where she's from. Chinatown said that once she bitch dumb. I fuck your mate just for fun. I really ain't.
All right, guys. You guys, I hate track 3 respectively. That's fair. That's fair. But the question is not whether you hate it. The question is, does it have more streams than the Kill Bill Siren 2015 ass SoundCloud beat from 9 years ago? Well, let me get my prediction locked in first, and then we'll go from there. Yep. Okay. My prediction is locked in. Now I'm going to open the poll for you guys. It all comes down to this. Predict the outcome of the game. I think that this is going to decide the day pretty much because we had the same predictions in the first bracket. The second bracket, we had some deviations. So I'm curious to see if you guys deviate from me on this last one too. So vote top or vote bottom. Which one has most streams? This is to determine which track has the most streams out of all 8 tracks on the bracket right now. Barely slim majority of you are saying bottom so far. These have been pretty close. I think this bracket is definitely a little bit more competitive than the last one. But bottom is starting to pull away. They're starting to pull away with it. Get your votes in. Oh, a couple more votes for top are coming in. It is a tie. It is tied up 5-5. Get your votes in. You got 10 seconds left to break the tie, or I'm going to flip a coin to decide your guys' fate. All right, we got another top vote coming in. Skinny Winnie saved it. All right, another very close one. Okay, I see another vote for top come in. Okay. You guys didn't let it stay too terribly close. Okay, but it was still very, very close. You guys said top. I also think that the 2015 SoundCloud beat is going to have more streams. So we had the same prediction for the last round, but like I said, we had some varying predictions throughout this bracket. So this should still be rather interesting. I'm very curious to see where this one lands. So without further ado, we've got our predictions in. We've got our bracket predictions locked in. Let's go ahead and grade. Let's see how well we did, okay? I'm scared, says Zaza Expert. We'll see. Will chat take a dub or will Yokai win once again? Because I'm winning all the time, right? Okay. First, let's reveal track 8's stats. Track 8. So, as a reminder, this is what track 8 sounded like. This one was posted 1 day ago. Pretty fresh. This was the one with the very loud kick. All right. Without further ado, I'm very excited to reveal the stats on this one. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. 25 plays. Not a lot. I would be very surprised if another track on this bracket had fewer plays than that. But nonetheless, very good track here from Terry Main Beats. Terramain. I said it wrong the last time. I'm not going to do that again. Not Terry Main. Terramain, I think. I think it's Terramain. So Crucial with Lork's funk track from 1 day ago. Everybody go show some love to Terramain and Lork's. Solid track, just not very old, you know? It didn't really stand a chance against some of these other tracks. But it's never too late for one of them to surprise us. So let's check out track 7. Track 7. How many streams does track 7 have? As a reminder, this is what this one sounds like. It's from 3 months ago. This one got pretty far for you guys, okay? This one got pretty far. You guys had this one going almost all the way to the finals. So let's reveal the stats on this one. 3 months, a little bit of time, you know, plenty of time for it to rack up some streams. Let's reveal. 3, 2, 1. 4,300 streams. This is from someone named Helsium, and it's called Creeping Out the Cut. And it's from 3 months ago, like I said. 4,300 plays in 3 months. That's a very respectable amount. I'm surprised that this one is the 7 seed today. I can't lie. I don't think you guys were mistaken taking this one very far because it has more streams than I was expecting it to in 3 months. But it's a very good track, as we've discussed. Fairly generic title. You're right, Skinny Winnie. I've seen that title on a number of different funk tracks. All right. With that one graded, I'm very curious to see what track 6 is looking like. Track 6 from 5 months ago. Let's get a refresher on what that one sounds like. Did somebody say this one was the... It says I'm being too nice, these are ass. Well, you know, for going back to track 7 real quick... Creeping Out the Cut. This was a good track. That was a good track. I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying about any of them, but I definitely wasn't lying about that one. That one's fire. So yeah, GTA San Andreas intro type beat from 5 months ago, and it wasn't dirt, by the way, according to Low Problem. Thank you. Let's reveal it. 3, 2, 1. 558 streams. Very interesting. So track 6 only had 558. I'm very curious to see how that pans out relative to track 3. I'm thinking that track 3 probably beat it handily. But we'll find out when we get to it. Next, let's reveal track 5. Track 5, as you remember, sounds like this.
Girl, you don't wanna fuck with me. Probably just end up
British.
Yeah, if you look at my
From 9 months ago. I had this one going fairly far. You guys did not. You guys had this one losing the first round to track 4. So let's find out. 9 months ago, how many streams does the British song have? 3, 2, 1. 2,500. Okay. So 2,500 streams in 9 months. Respectable amount. I am surprised that this person isn't like more established. You know, I would expect something with a mix this nice to be from a pretty established artist, someone who really, you know, had a lot of experience. I guess this person does have 68 tracks. You guys can't see it, but this person, Retread 744, has 68 tracks on SoundCloud, 300 followers. So a little bit of a surprise there, but still not a ton of streams for a track that came out 9 months ago. I was a fan of that track. I was a fan of that one. I don't think chat was. So I'm curious whether this one actually did beat track 4. So let's find out. Let's reveal the stats on track 4. Let me actually bring it over to the top so that we can compare it to track 5 and grade my prediction. So, grade both of our predictions on this one, actually. We're going to be grading this one. Let's see here. So, as a reminder, track 4 sounds like this. 305,000. That's good. So that's what track 4 sounds like. Pretty fire track. Fairly generic, like I was saying. I feel like it's, you know, kind of blends in with a lot of different funk beats that I've heard before. This one's from a year ago. That track 5 was from 9 months ago. So let's find out. Track 4, does it actually beat track 5 like chat was saying? Let's see. 3, 2, 1. 3,400 streams. Chat, you were right. You were onto something. You were onto something. There was no track 5 upset. So unfortunately, Yokai gets the prediction wrong. Very rare. Very rare that I get one of these wrong. But well done, chat. You guys correctly predicted that track 4 had more streams than track 5. And as we can see, this track 4 is from an artist named Sev. It's a track called Down With It. So everybody go show some love to either of these artists if you're fucking with these tracks. And we'll reveal track... Oh, what's up next? Track 3? Yeah, track 3 is up next to reveal. All right. Let me hide that. All right. As a reminder, this one was kind of contentious, I think. No, maybe this was the one that everybody liked. Track 3, 2 years ago. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I got her staring at the sun, hey, pulling pedals. She saying that you love me not, dumbass bitch. I ain't tripping over any thought. Me and 22 can knock you over with the Glock. Get fans and eagles, your time is running off the clock like.
Bad bitch and she from Chinatown. Hop in the whip, get off fast, dodge your rounds. Smoking on gas and I'll be serving another pounds. Give me sipping a honey, another 40 going down.
All right, so we got the aesthetic fucking, the aesthetic rap, I think it's called. Very TikTok-y. All right, let's see how many streams this one has. I'm very curious. Let's compare it actually to track 6, since that one was one of our predictions. We predicted that this track was going to beat track 6. Let me get that pulled up on the bottom. As a reminder, track 6 has 558 streams. So, assuming track 3 has more streams than that, we got our prediction right. So let's find out. Track 3, how many streams does it have in 2 years? 3, 2, 1. 2 million. 2 million streams. 2.06 actually. This aesthetic rap, it gets streams. What did I say, guys? What did I say? That was track 3. That was the 3 seed. That was the 3 seed. I have a feeling we got some predictions wrong, guys. I have a feeling we got some others wrong. Very interesting. Okay, so track 3 beats track 6 handily. I'm happy to say that, chat, we got that prediction perfectly spot on. Very happy to say that we got that one spot on. But now we get to track 2. This was another spot where we diverged a little bit. So as a reminder, this is track 7. Track 7, I don't see the play count anymore. Let me refresh that so we can get that pulled back up. 4,300 streams. Sorry. That drop-down menu needs to go away. This was track, what, 7? Yes. Okay, so track 7 had 4,300 streams. Track 2 is from 3 years ago. Track 2, as you recall, I was the only one who took track 2 to round 2. I did not think that chat was correct in their prediction that track 7 was going to beat it. As a reminder, chat, you guys are saying that this track from 3 months ago with 4,300 streams is going to have more streams than this track from 3 years ago. So let's find out. If it has more than 4,300, you guys unfortunately got that prediction wrong. So let's find out. 3, 2, 1, 38,000 streams. This is Everlasting Rage by Blockbuster. Yes. Almost 40K streams in 3 months, or 3 years. Oh my God. 3 months would be kind of crazy. Almost 40K in 3 years. It did beat track number 7. So chat, I'm very sorry. You got another one of your predictions wrong. Track 7 did not upset track number 2. In fact, track number 2, it's looking like, is gonna lose its match to track number 3. Wait, is that right? Yes. We both voted for track number 3 to beat track number 2, I believe. Or I did. You guys voted for track number 3 to beat track number 7. Which is true. Track number 3, as we have seen, has 2 million streams, which handily beats track number 2. So you guys got your prediction right. It does have more than track number 7 at 4,300, and I got my prediction right. It also has more than 40K. So this prediction right here was also correct for both of us. Well done, chat. We both got that one. Now let's see. Track 1 versus track 3. As we've established, track 3 has 2 fucking million streams in 2 years. Unless this Kill Bill siren using SoundCloud ass beat from 2015 has more than 2 million streams, unfortunately we got this last prediction wrong too. But wait, I do need to compare track 1 to track 4, it looks like. But we won't know until we reveal it. So I guess we have to reveal this now. Track 1 versus track 3. To decide the bracket and decide the outcome of today's game. Skinny Winnie's saying that bottom sucks. He's not a fan of track 3. Let's find out. Track 1, does it have more than 2 million streams? 3, 2, 1. 14,000. 14,000 streams. So no. Track 1, which is Indigo Soul, by the way, by WaveGod and Fug. I do remember Fug, actually, and WaveGod. They're both kind of OGs in the game. But damn, bruh. Damn. Track 3 is taking it all the way to the end. Track 3 got the most streams out of all the tracks on the bracket. So, let's see. Let me compare track 1 to, what did I say? Well, I got that one wrong. Compared it to track 5. Yes, track 1 does beat track 5. And track 1 almost certainly beats track 4, right? Track 4 at 3,400. Yes, so you guys got that one right as well. And track 8 had 25 streams, so yeah, that's easy. And we got this one wrong. All right, let's count up the points, why don't we, guys? Let's see. So, let's see. I'll count up chat's points here. 2, 4, 6, 9, 12. You guys scored 12 points on that one, so you're up to what, 29? Lemon will have to let me know if I'm getting these maths wrong. And then I scored 2, 4, 6, 9, 12 as well. You've got to be kidding me. We tie? We tie again? No way. Chad, I'm thinking we're going to need to break this tie with a good old-fashioned classic multiple choice. How are we feeling about that? A little tiebreaker action to decide the game? Math checks out. Very good. All right, chat. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to settle this with a good old-fashioned round of the SoundCloud game show. We're going to do it multiple choice. Okay? Let me get that set up real quick. Got to get the extensions swapped out. Let me... I think I can do this here. Bam. Okay. Now we're going to pull up a random SoundCloud track and just wing it. Okay? We're going to wing it. We'll go to a standard game of the SoundCloud game show. It's going to look a little broken for a second. All right. To break the tie. Zaza Expert, we're breaking the tie. Because it looks like we were equally wrong in our predictions on the second bracket. So we're going to have to break the tie with a good old-fashioned multiple choice question. Let me switch over to this layout. And here we are. You guys ready? We're gonna do a good old-fashioned game of multiple choice. Let's listen through. This is cool. It's got some Freddie Dredd, Ryan C vibes. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. One month ago. I've already got my vote locked in. Let me open the poll for you guys. What are we thinking? How many streams does this have? Are we thinking A, 220 streams, B, 6,022 streams, C, 7,528 streams, or D, 9,130 streams? What are we thinking? Vote in chat. Let me know what you're thinking. So far, we got more votes for A than anything else. You guys are thinking this one's a little more on the underrated side. Fair enough. I think that the mix is a little weak on this one. I think it could be a little harder hitting, if you ask me, but we'll see. All right. Okay, we're getting a couple votes in for B. Interesting. Interesting. All right. The poll is closed. 10 votes are in, and you guys are saying A. Well, I also said A. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do another tiebreaker, regardless of what the outcome is. Let's go ahead and lock in A. You guys said A. Bam. We were both right. This is Cut You Open, produced by Abe, by Scrapper6969. That's the second track from Scrapper on here. I dig it. Very fire track here from Scrapper. Thank you for submitting, and everybody go show some love. I think this one's pretty underrated. I mean, look at the incorrect answers that were generated. Clearly, the bot thinks that this type of track should have more streams. This one's a little underrated compared to what it should have, if you ask me. All right. The tie is not broken yet. I guess we'll both score a point on that one. 30-30. And let's do this. Let's decide the tie for good. All right. 4 years ago, this one should be interesting. It's got a pretty wide range. What is this? Like a trumpet cover? Oh, it's just like pitched down, I see. And it's like bit crushed. That's so sick. This is so tight. Yeah, Better Off Alone, that's what it is. They're only saying the words to me over and over again. Okay, I need to get a guest locked in here.
You can find me smoking marijuana in my room all alone. All these thoughts of what I should have done, that's part of being grown. Could have known, feel a stone. Back up on my own, and I don't know what I've become. There's more to life than sitting home. I miss my sunflower, think about you every hour.
All right, my guess is locked in. You guys let me know in chat. What are we thinking? How many streams does this one have? This like Ryan C type remix of Better Off Alone. Thinking 100K? If so, vote A. We're thinking more maybe 100 to 150K? Might go with B. Or if we're thinking maybe it deserves closer to 300K, we'll go with C. Or if you really think this one popped the fuck off, you're gonna go with D, 400K. Let me know in chat. We only have 2 votes so far. 2 votes so far. Get your votes in chat. Okay. A little bit of a split vote here. Only 6 votes in. Get your votes in, folks. Do your civic duty. Get the votes in. Let me know what you're thinking. pretty wide distribution we got here. 1 vote A, 2 votes B, 3 votes C, and 3 votes D. Are we gonna have to flip a coin? Don't make me flip a coin. Okay, thank God you guys broke the tie at the last second. You guys are saying D. You guys are saying D. Interesting. Okay, so you guys think this one has 400K in 4 years. That's a lot of streams, but it is a good song. I went with B. So hopefully the tie gets decided here. Hopefully one of us is right. Hopefully one of us is right. You guys said D, so I'll lock it in for you. This will decide the game, assuming one of us is right. 3, 2, 1. It was 400K. Chat does it again. Chat does it again. You beat me at my own game. Good old-fashioned multiple choice. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. It was a close one, though, man. It was a close one. Chat takes the dub. How do we feel about that? You guys did so well. You guys did so well in today's bracket challenge that we had to go to a tiebreaker twice. The double tiebreaker. And you guys barely pulled it out, man. Barely pulled it off. But as you can see, this is Evil Main Alone, produced by Sea Lion. So, very fire track. Unsurprisingly, pulls a shit ton of streams. So, not super surprised on that one, but hey, very, very happy that we got a chance to test out the new format on today's show. Hope you guys really rocked with it. Might do something similar on Thursday if you guys rocked with it. But yeah, and also thank you to Techno Diemo for submitting that one. I know that you submitted that one on the Discord, so I appreciate that. As a reminder, if you guys want to submit a track, you can do that on the Discord with the link in the description. And if you want to catch these live, we're going to be streaming live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Next time it'll be this Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you there. Another reminder, we just uploaded the first stream highlight video from the very first SoundCloud game show live stream. So go check that out on the channel if you haven't seen that already. Without further ado, I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.